We go now talk to the paper just beside the masthead. MTN Glo suffer more cases of vandalism. Detail on page 34. Women farmers lament low budgetary allocation to agri sector. Detail on page 22 and below the masthead. We've invested 1.3 trillion in education since 2015, and that is coming from Buhari. Detail on page 12. Federal government to recover 6.4 billion debts from states. Ahmed. And finally, Akintoye emerges Yoruba leader. Detail on page 8. That will be all from the Blueprint newspaper.
Okay, next is the Leadership Friday edition, and I'll take it below the masthead. NAF, that is Nigeria Air Force, destroys terrorist logistic base in Borno. The detail is on page 2. And on page 13, Kogi National Working Committee, APC National Working Committee screens aspirants as Bello expresses confidence. That is on page 13. Varsity workers suspend strike. The detail is on page 14. And the lead story on the Leadership Friday edition, federal government to recover 614 billion naira bailout loans from states. NEC set up task force. You can find the detail on page 4. And below the lead story says geniuses, Nigeria's leading scientists and their inventions, is on page 6. To find out who these leading scientists are, you get the Leadership Friday edition. Then finally on the Leadership newspaper, the bottom strip, President Muhammadu Buhari commissions new CBN project in ABU, is on page 17. It's over to you, Smart.
Thank you, Rachel. And from the Nation, above the masthead, federal government to prop those linked to $9 billion UK ruling. Page 3. Courts reject Olubadan chieftaincy trust plan. Detail on page 42. Fato Yubo, Sean, our panel says Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. Detail on page 8. Federal Account Allocation Committee shares 769.523 billion for July. The detail is on page 7. More IPOP knocks for Ekweremadu. Taekwondo gives Team Nigeria gold. And below the masthead, Wadume testifies before Defense Headquarters panel as more suspect held. And we have the picture of 131 Nigerian refugees returned from Cameroon. We find the details on page 7. Governors give condition to refund 614 billion naira to federal government. Lawmakers to get 2020 budget September. Corps members for community policing. And finally, Election Tribunal dismisses HDP's petition against Buhari's victory. And that will be all from the Nation newspaper.
All right, next is New Telegraph newspaper, and I'll take it below the masthead. It says fraud. FBI arrests tens of Nigerians, hunt for 57 others. You can find the detail on page 10. And on page 4, CBN donates 7 billion naira edifice to ABU. 4 policemen dismissed, arraigned for killing unarmed suspects. The detail is on page 9. And on page 3, traders, travelers stranded at Seme border. And we'll come to the lead story on New Telegraph newspaper. Buhari, huge votes and Kanu. Kaduna 2 ministerial slots. Knox, kudos for president over ministerial portfolios. Tribunal dismisses HDP's petition against Buhari's election. The detail is on pages 2 and 5. And we have this picture. New Telegraph's reports Governor Umahi gives homeless triplets mother lifeline. The detail is on page 9. And we come down a little below the picture. Okorocha Ihedioha fights dirty over Imo funds. Governor, that is the governor of Imo State, Ihedioha, he says he mismanaged 1 trillion naira state money. And coming from the ex-governor, you spend 2.8 billion naira monthly on sanitation. You can find the detail on page 3. And on page 6, antibiotics increase colon cancer risks. Okay, we go up above the masthead. Federal government moves to recover 614 billion naira loan from states. Begins process for community policing. The details start from the front page and it continues on page 4. And finally from here, Federal Accounts Allocation Commission. Federal government, states, local governments share 769.523 billion naira for July. It's over to you, Smart.
Thank you. One story captured my attention this morning is the plan for community policing.
It has been lingering for...
Yeah, it's long overdue, and that is a good one. And we want to lend our voice to urge the federal government to really bring that plan.
The process.
Yes.
That is a nice one.
Okay, we now go to the Vanguard newspaper, and it leads with anger as Boko Haram retakes 2 LGAs in Borno. And the kicker says Secretariat of Gubiu Magomeri LGAs burned down in attack. Insurgents surrender control of captured council hour later. Civilian JTF man adopted. Attack targeted at troops, says army. Story is on page 8. And the big picture, tag inauguration. President Muhammadu Buhari II left, flanked by the governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir Al-Rufai left. Then Governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele second right. And members of the governing council of the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria and members board of directors CBN after President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated the CBN Center of Excellence at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, Kaduna State yesterday. Okay, and the bottom strip story on page 5, the Attorney General of the Federation says past leaders will be tried for economic sabotage. Okay, and then on page 6, auto crash claims 17 lives. Angels 2 in Kwara. Those who lost their lives, may they rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
The Oyoita's return as president rejects her resignation. Detail on page 9. And beside the big picture, federal government set up panel to recover 614 billion from 35 states. Detail on page 9. Let's go above the masthead. I've invested 1.3 trillion in education, and that is coming from Buhari. Detail on page 8. And on page 15, please identify 4 Ekweremadu's attackers in Germany. Tension as herdsmen rape, kill 62-year-old Enugu woman. Detail on page 42. This is very, very bad. 62-year-old woman being raped and killed at the same time. This is so bad.
Heartless.
This is heartless, and we condemn this act in totality.
Yeah.
And finally, ministerial inauguration. Stocks rise to 2 months high as Nigerian Stock Exchange deletes 2 banks. Detail on page 19. And that will be all from the Vanguard newspaper.
All right. Next is Nigerian Tribune, and I'll take it from the top. FBI charges 80 Nigerians for fraud, money laundering. This story starts from the front page and it continues on page 5. Then below the masthead, Olubadan chieftaincy crisis. Olubadan chieftaincy crisis. 21 Ibadan Obas dissociate self from peace move. You can find the detail on page 9 and on page 2. I have paid you back with sensitive ministries for giving me highest votes. Buhari tell Kaduna. All right. Next is page 8. IPAC, that is on Kogi 2019 election. IPAC, that is IPAC, CNPP, seek redeployment of Kogi REC. Kogi APC chieftain calls for direct primaries. The detail is on page 8. And the lead story on Nigerian Tribune says federal government to recover 614 billion naira bailout fund from 36 states. You can find the detail on page 2. And beside the picture, gunmen abduct Sokoto lawmaker. Details on page 30. INEC office burnt, houses destroyed as Boko Haram hits Borno town. You can find the detail on page 7. 5. Protests as suspected herdsmen kill pregnant woman in Enugu. The other one was a 67-year-old woman. 62-year-old woman. While this is a pregnant woman. It's bad. Then the picture is that of President Muhammadu Buhari with the former Vice President Namadi Sambu, the Emir of Zazzau, Alhaji Shehu Idris, Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasser El Rufai, the Minister of Environment, Dr. Muhammad Mohammed, and other delegates during the inauguration of Zaria Water Supply Expansion Project in Kaduna State. This happened yesterday. And finally, from the Nigerian Tribune, federal government to prosecute those linked with 9 billion naira UK judgment against Nigeria. You can find the detail on page 2. All right, that is it from the front pages of the newspaper. Newspaper review will be right back after this short break. Please stay with us.
The Anglican International Academy, AIA, is a Christian co-educational school located in the Zido district of Abuja. We have highly qualified teachers who we train and retrain for continuous professional development. Our teacher-student ratio and ultra-modern facilities meet international educational standards. AIA officially opens from September 2019, so avail your child the opportunity to acquire knowledge in an environment ideal for learning and spiritual growth. Admission into JSS1 is on. Forms are available at Episcopal House, 24 Douala Street, Wuse Zone 5, All Saints School, Wuse Zone 3, and Anglican Girls Grammar School, Apo, Abuja. For inquiry, 08033113935 or 08039558787. Anglican International Academy. Excellence, faith, and integrity are watchword.
Ajayi Crowther University admission has commenced. Programs on offer include undergraduate, postgraduate, part-time, HND conversion, foundation and pre-degree in faculties of law, humanities, education, natural sciences, social sciences, and management sciences. Our tuition is affordable and payable in 3 installments. Visit the university website at www.acu.edu.ng for online application, screening, and admission letter. Given our state-of-the-art facility, facilities, well-equipped library, decent learning environment, and distinguished lecturers. Apply now by logging on to www.acu.edu.ng. For details, call 0814-592-0637. Ajayi Crowther University, raising godly intellectuals.
Viewers, you're welcome back. It's still the newspaper. I'll go to the world of sports for sports update, and I will take you to the Vanguard Sport on page 51 and 52, and it leads with the following stories. Aston Villa versus Everton. Iwobi won't be rushed into starting lineup. That is coming from Everton manager Marco Silva. Okay. Griezmann under pressure to deliver for injury-plagued Barca. And just beside that, Lukaku blast Soldier. Lukaku, the former player of Manchester United that has been sold to Inter Milan, is blasting his coach. Well, if you want to know the details, get the Vanguard newspaper. And a little bit down, ex-Super Falcon striker Chiejine dies at 36. May our soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Gunners invade Anfield with high spirit. Okay, let's see what Gunners will do in Anfield on Sunday. Ronaldo, Messi made me a better player. Okay. Dare will usher new era in youth sports development. Ojo Ola Oyo. And that is it from page 51, I beg your pardon, and page 52. Real Madrid in Paris to discuss Neymar. Pepe set for full Arsenal debut against Liverpool. Nigerian Football Supporters Club urged new sports minister to embrace all sports. Okay. Liverpool to increase Anfield capacity 60,000. Sports Writers Association congratulates new sports minister, reels out expectation. And Eyimba will trash Rahimo FC Oladapo. And that is it on the major headlines. And on today's matches, EPL, Aston Villa versus Everton, and it's taking place by 8 p.m. today. Rachel, I urge you to watch that match.
Okay.
Yeah, so that we can discuss it the next time I will meet.
All right.
Then La Liga, Granada versus Sevilla, 7 p.m. and Levante versus Villarreal at 9 p.m. Okay, and on Saturday, 24th of August 2019, we have Norwich City versus Chelsea, Brighton versus Southampton, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace, Sheffield Wednesday versus Leicester City, Spurs versus Newcastle United, Watford versus West Ham, and Liverpool versus Arsenal. That will be the last game on Saturday. And on Sunday, 25th of August, we have Bournemouth versus Man City. And then Spurs versus Newcastle United. Then Wolves versus Burnley. And that is it on the Premier League fixtures for match day 3. Rachel?
All right. Okay. That's it. With that sports update, we draw the curtain on today's edition of Newspaper Review. Thanks for allowing us grace your TV screen this morning. Let's do this again on Monday. And until then, Smart has the final word.
Unproductive complaining can lead to a negative outlook on life and one's surroundings. Have a positive Friday and go through this day. And every time you find yourself about to complain, stop and find something positive to say instead. And then you will have a great day. Goodbye and God bless you.
Did you know Jesus said, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost"? Did you know ACNN reaches out to all African, European, and Asian countries? Did you know ACNN produces programs that provides Bible-based solutions to your everyday needs? Would you consider partnering with us in order to help us reach out to more souls? Then, become a part of ACNNTV Kingdom Investment Partnership. You can be a monthly or a yearly partner. To subscribe, make your partnership payment into this Zenith Bank account. Account name, Prada Communications Limited. Account number 1013267532. For more details and confirmation of your AKIP subscription, please call